All right, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and in this video, I'm going to show you a lot of good information. And it's miscellaneous information, but it's really good information. And if you're new to the channel, okay, you are not going to grasp the magnitude of what I'm showing if you only watch this video. Okay, you've got to watch a bunch of my live streams, and you go to the live section of this channel and watch, just watch like 4 or 5 of them, and you'll start to understand what I'm showing. Okay, so go to the live section of this channel if you're new to the channel. Okay, and watch the last 10 months of videos. All right, and and anyway, if you're new to the channel, listen to what I'm about to say. So Elvis, that's right, Elvis. He is the biblical beast out of the sea. Okay, and on June 11th, is where this biblical beast out of the sea event is going to happen. Okay, and it says in the Bible that when the biblical beast out of the sea rises, it says one of its heads seems to have had a deadly head wound that was healed, and the world wondered after the beast. And what better beast to get the head wound than the beast that compares himself to Elvis, which is Trump. And on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound in Ohio. So you have the June 11th Washington State event. Get out of Washington State because they're going to destroy a part of Washington State, if not all of it. I don't know. I'm just guessing it's only part of Washington State. But so part of Washington State is going to be destroyed, and that's the biblical beast out of the sea event, which connects to Elvis, and also on August 4th, Trump gets his head wound, and he survives his deadly head wound. Okay, and Elvis enters Trump at that moment, and that's why Trump becomes the abomination of desolation. He's basically a vessel for Elvis. Okay, anyway, he's like a walking zombie. So let's get started. So on June 11th, what I'm saying to you is that there's going to be some type of attack. Okay, and after that, there might be other cataclysmic events that happen, like earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanoes going off. But June 11th is when the first strike happens. Okay, and they're going to say it's some kind of, you know, bomb, whatever. And so in speaking, of that, that's why I'm going to show you this thing right here first, you know, because it connects to this puzzle. You'll see. So who is this bomber? Timothy McVeigh. He was one of two bombers. This guy was the main character in this, this Timothy McVeigh. Okay. He was the Oklahoma City bomber. Okay. And this dude was born in New York, and he was executed in Indiana. Okay. But forget about that right now. But look, so Timothy McVeigh, he was executed at the age of 33, and everyone knows that stupid number. Anyway, when I say stupid, I mean that they mock us with that number, because they love to mock God, because God was crucified at the age of 33, and he rose from the dead at 33, Jesus, because Jesus is God. And they use it in all their stories that they want to mock us with. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so let's move on. Timothy McVeigh, right? It just so happens that TM, his initials, equals 33. Okay? And why am I bringing up this TM? Because Elvis, he was born in the TM, and he died in the MT, because his tomb is empty. Because he was born in Tupelo, Mississippi, which is TM, and then he died in Memphis, Tennessee. It's all about the twin, because Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. And TM equals 33. You see that? And so you have two TMs is 33, 33. That's 66. The word twin equals 66. And that's why the Twin Towers fell 66 years after Elvis was born. Anyway, so just got to watch my videos to understand all this, because Elvis had a twin that was sacrificed at birth. Anyway, so Tupelo, Mississippi, TM, Timothy McVeigh, Memphis, Tennessee. You get it? Timothy McVeigh was executed on 6/11, the same year 9/11 happened. And of course, The 611 looks like the 911 upside down. You know what I mean? If you just turn the 6 to a 9, you get 911. And that happened the same year. Do you get it? They're giving you an example like of a bomb. 611 bomb, 911 happened that same year, right? And it just so happens from Elvis's birth to the day that to the day that Oklahoma City bombing happened, from Elvis's birth, look at this. Not only do you have the 216, 217 numbers, which is uh, August 4th is the 216, 217th day of the year, right? But look, it connects to the 611 too. Look at those numbers. If you know my videos, you know what the 3 and 0 represent. It represents a crown and a portal or a head, a ring, a face. You understand? So the O represents a portal, a ring, a face, a head, a matrix, a womb, an egg, whatever. But it's mainly a portal and a head, and the crown goes on top of it. And you know when a head comes out of the womb, it's called crowning. So you have the numbers because it was 60 years, 3 months, 11 days. You have the 611 on top of with the 3 on the top as the crown and the O. Okay, that's why Washington starts with that W because it's a crown. So anyway, so it was 60 years, 3 months, 11 days. So you had the 611 with the 2 crowns, the O and the 3. Okay, and it just so happens that that was from Elvis's birthday, right? And remember, he was executed on 6/11. Okay, see that's why it's for it to have a 6/11 connection again, 6/11 here and 6/11 in numbers from Elvis's birth to the day Oklahoma City bombing happened. You know what I mean? And then from Elvis's death date to the day Oklahoma City bombing happens. Look, you have the Trump connection because Trump's going to get his head wound on 8/4 and in the 17th state, Ohio, which I've been telling you guys for years. So August 4th, Trump gets his head wound in Ohio, which is the 17th state. See how perfect it comes out? You know? Do you see that? So you have a connection to everything, to the 6/11, to August 4th, to Ohio, you know, to Elvis and then look, from Trump's birthday to the day Oklahoma City bombing happened, look, you have the 17 and 8/4s, the first 4 numbers, then you have a 1 or a 2 if you add the day. Look at that. 17, 8/4 in the years and the months and the days. This is in the days only. You see that? With Trump's birthday. And they say Timothy McVeigh died at 33, right? Look, Timothy McVeigh died at the age of 33, right? From his birth to his death, which was on 6/11. And then from Elvis's birth to his birth, Timothy McVeigh was 33 years. See that? 33 and 33 again. You see what I mean? Because to 9/11, it was 66 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? And from Obama's birth is 33 years to the day Oklahoma City bombing happened. 33 years, 8 months, 16 days. And Elvis died on 8/16. You see what I mean? It's another 33. 8/16. Elvis died on 8/16. Look at that. How many people died in Oklahoma City bombing? 168. 8/16. 8/16. You see that? I'm just saying, like, what is the chances, right? And it was 66 years from Elvis's birth to the day he was executed. The twin number. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not a coincidence. 66 years it was. The Twin Towers fell 66 years, 8 months, 4 days after, 9/11. The Twin Towers fell 66 years, 8 months, 4 days after Elvis's birth. And this dude was executed that same year, 66 years after Elvis was born. Okay? Like I said, these are not coincidences. All right, did anyone not understand that? The connections. Can you guys thumb up the video, please? And make sure you comment at the end of the video, too. Does anyone not understand what I just showed? Yeah, 84 and 17 is 101. That's right. The 26 prime is 101. Yeah. And we're in the 26th year. And God equals 26. Yeah. Anyway, so did you guys understand that? Is there anyone who has any questions before I go to the next thing here? Yeah, listen, I'm not going to get into. I'm not saying that these stories are real, folks. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. All I'm saying is I'm giving you the information, the rituals. Okay. Now, let me just show you this before I show you the next thing. I'm going to be talking about a totally different thing right now. So the birth of the identical twins. You know, Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth. That's why that's why they sacrificed the Twin Towers for Elvis and his identical twin Jesse, who was sacrificed at birth. So when they were born, there was two of them born on 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. There was two of them born, 2/16. That's August 4th, the 216th day of the year, the day Trump gets his head wound. And in the UK, they say they date backwards, the day first, then the month, 8181, you get 16/2. And that's June 11th, the 162nd day of the year. Okay, you see how perfect that is? I could show you a ton of stuff on this, but I'm not going to get into that. I want to go to the next ritual was the Pat Tillman ritual. Do you know who Pat Tillman was? He was the football player who gave up his career to fight in Iraq against Iraq, as they said they had mass weapons of mass destruction or whatever the hell. He went after 9/11. He fought for America. He was a patriot, supposedly. And his name's got the man in it for the people who know my videos. You know what that means. All right. Anyway, so why am I showing you the Pat Tillman, the PT? Because I told you, look at the numbers. P is the 16th letter. T is the 20th letter. There's that 162 or 216. That's why Trump was elected in 2016. Get it? August 4th is the 216th day of the year. And Obama was born on August 4th. That's the date. That's why Obama was the president before Trump. Anyway, so we're sticking to the Pat Tillman theme, okay? Like I said, there's the first connections right there with the numbers. Okay. Pat Tillman played for the Arizona Cardinals. AC, Antichrist initials, right? Pat Tillman, Arizona Sun Devils. Do you see how incredible this is? Sun, Devils. It's got Devils. That's got the Elvis in it. See it? Elvis. Elvis, okay? And the jersey he wore was the number 42. Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. Okay? These are not coincidences, man. And he played for Arizona. Arizona equals 84. And Arizona is the 48th state. This dude grew up, he was born in Fremont, California, but he was raised in San Jose, California, which is the 408 area code. There's the 84 stuff again. All these 84 connections, you know, because 84 is when Trump gets his head wound, right? And I told you 6/11 is when Washington State gets struck. When was Pat Tillman born? Pat Tillman was born on 11/6, which is like the 6/11. We're talking about June 11th, but this is his birth date is 11/6. Okay, but we're talking about June 11th, but it's the same numbers, 6 and 11. And notice the 76 he's born in. Check this out. If you go from the day he's born to the next time 6/11 comes around, it's 7 months, 6 days. From the day he's born to 6/11, it's 7 months, 6 days. And what happened on 6/11 that year, right after he was born? Seattle slew won the Triple Crown. Slew means to violently kill. a horse won the most prestigious thing a horse can do in horse racing, which is win the Triple Crown. And he won it on June 11th, 1977. Okay? And look, he's 7 months, 6 days in between. From that moment he was born, Pat Tillman, to that day, 7-6. And do you know what 6 times 7 is? 42. 7 times 6 is 42. And do you know if you put the number 76 and write it out, like you're writing a check, 76, you write it out, the words, it equals 162, which is June 11th, the 162nd day of the year. It's the first number that does that in gematria, that equals 162. So you see how perfect it is? And who was the president during 9/11? Because remember, he died because of 9/11, this Tillman. He was fighting for our country. And who was the 9/11 president? George Bush Jr. And he was born on 7/6. You see? Again. And Pat Tillman, he died on 4/22. 4/22 to 7/6, George Bush Jr.'s birthday, is 76 days. How many, do you see how many connections? I'll get to the best connection in a moment, but look, and then from the moment he died, from the date his birthday, from his birthday, within the same year, within a 1 year period, if you count from the day he was born to the day he died, is 168 days. And that's Elvis's death date, 8/16, get it? Another connection. And notice that from Elvis's birthday to the day Elvis died is 7 months, 9 days, or 221 days. 7 months, 9 days, or 221 days. That's the same amount of days from Pat Tillman's birthday to next time Trump's birthday comes around. 7 months, 9 days, or 221 days. Okay? Then from Trump's birthday to the day Tillman was born is 146 days. That's Trump's numbers, 614. You see what I'm talking about? Because remember, you had, where is it? Where's that 168 one? See, that one was from Pat Tillman's birth to his death was 168 days. 8/16 is Elvis's death date. And then you had, from Elvis's birthday to 8/16 is the same numbers as Tillman's birthday to Trump's birthday, exact same numbers. And then from Trump's birthday to Tillman's birthday, 146 days is like the 614, And notice you have the 6/6, like the twin number, and then 11/14, that's Charlie, that's King Charles's birthday. But anyway, let's go to the next thing is, and from Elvis's death to Pat Tillman's birthday, within the same year, look at that, 11 weeks, 6 days. Look at that, 11 weeks, 6 days to 11/6 from Elvis's death. Okay? And I could show you more on that, but that's enough for that. I just want you to see there's an 11/6 connection. And look at this. This is the most important part right here. From the moment that Pat Tillman was born, from the birth of Pat Tillman to the death of Elvis is 9 months and 11 days. Now you're telling me that the guy who died for 9/11 was born 9 months, 11 days before Elvis's death. Now do you understand what I'm saying? It's perfect. Okay, and remember, we're talking about 11/6, which is like 6/11. Okay? You understand? And then notice that 11/6 is the birthday. Do you know that 11 hours and 6 minutes is 666 total minutes? Okay? Do you see that? Do you see that 11 hours and 6 minutes is 666 total minutes? So you have a 611 connection. You have the 666 connection. All right? Now, did anyone not understand that before I move on? Yeah, I mentioned that already. that he wore the number 42. Yeah. He was born in 76. 7 times 6 is 42. Washington's the 42nd state. Elvis died at the age of 42. It's incredible. Yeah. You can't make this stuff up, man. And, hold on. Yeah, anyway, make sure you guys sum up the video, okay? And make sure you comment under the video after the video's loaded. But make sure you comment. So nobody has any questions, okay? Oh, St. George's Day is on April 23rd. I don't know that, but someone in the chat's saying that. Is that true? And he was born on 423, that Timothy McVeigh, right? And this guy, oh, you know what? This guy died one day before Timothy McVeigh's birthday. I just noticed that. He died on 422. This dude, Pat Tillman. Timothy McVeigh was born on 423. Okay, let's move on. And you know, Pat Tillman, I just told you, he was like Timothy McVeigh, right? Timothy McVeigh had the TM initials. Forget Pat Tillman for a second. Timothy McVeigh, remember him? He had the MTTM initials. You know who has another MTTM initials? Is this Mike Tyson, which I've talked about. If you guys want to see an incredible video that connects to Elvis, go watch my video about Tupac under the live section of his channel. All my videos are under the live section. Go to the live section of his channel. Go watch the Tupac video. It's incredible, the connections to Elvis and why that ritual happened. And Mike Tyson was connected to that because they were at a Mike Tyson fight, I think, before he was shot. Or he was shot after the fight, whatever. It doesn't matter, but something to do with Mike Tyson. Anyway, so let me tell you about Mike Tyson, all right? So let's find out. When was Mike Tyson's last professional fight? Look at that.
Mike Tyson's final professional boxing match was on June 11th, 2005. He lost to Kevin McBride in a technical knockout, which led to his retirement from the sport.
And look, it's Washington, but we're talking about Washington State, but this is Washington, D.C. Now look at this, June 11th. So you have the 6/11, his last professional fight. And remember, he's got the MT for the Tupelo, Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee. And he's got the son. You see what I mean? The other one that I named that Tillman, man, son. They love to mock because Jesus was the son of man. Okay, I told you, everything's about mocking, and MT equals 33. All right? Anyway, I forgot to mention the Pat Tillman one was 20 and 16. The initials equal 20 and 16, which is 36, which is the 666. Okay? But anyway, so June 11th, Mike Tyson was his last professional fight. And I told you June 11th is when Washington State gets struck, right? And notice it says bride. So his last professional fight was against June 11th and a guy named Bride, McBride, all right? And you know the MC is the 13 and 3 initials, MC, 13-3. That's the Bible verse talking about the head wound, the deadly head wound, all right? Anyway, so it's a bride, right? Do you know who Mike Tyson's bride is? Let's find out when his new bride is born. When was Mike Tyson's bride Lakia Spicer born?
Lakia Spicer, Mike Tyson's wife, was born on June 11th, 1977.
Look at that.
She was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and she is a businesswoman and author.
This
They got married
creature
in June of 2009.
is born on Seattle Slew's Triple Crown win. Look at that. So his last fight was against a guy named Bride, was on June 11th, and he married a woman who was born on June 11th, 1977, the day Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown. And he married her, I think, in 2009, 4 years after he was with that the fight against the guy with the name Bride. You know, isn't that weird? And look, it's the PP, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. PP is 1616. It's the 216s. Get it? She's born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 216s. 16-2. Okay. And if that's still not enough for you, how about this? When was Mike Tyson born? Look at that.
Mike Tyson was born on June 30th, 1966, in Brooklyn, New York. He became a legendary heavyweight boxing champion, known as Iron Mike.
So he's 6'30", 66. Look at that. You know what that is? That is the crown on top of the head and 666. See it? So you have the crown, which is the 3. The O is the head, and the portal, like the womb, head coming through the womb. It's the crowning, and you have the 666 numbers. You see that? Okay. Now you understand. There's no way that these are coincidences, folks. And you know he fought Jake Paul. When was the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? This was not a professional fight.
The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson box match happened on Friday, November 15th, 2024, at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It was originally scheduled for July 20th, 2024, but was postponed due to a medical issue.
So AT&T connects to Manhattan having, you know, if you've watched my AT&T videos, AT&T connects to 9/11 and to Manhattan, which has AT&T in it, and Seattle has the AT&T. But look, November 15th, that's 11 month, and 1 + 5 is 6. 11/6. You see what I mean? And Jake Paul, his initials are JP, which is 1016. 1016 is 1016. It's like 611 numbers again. And Jake Paul, he's born. Where's Jake Paul born?
Jake Paul was born in Cleveland, Ohio, in the United States.
Look at that.
On January 17th, 1997. He grew up in Ohio before moving to Los Angeles to pursue his career.
Cleveland, Ohio. What area code is Cleveland, Ohio?
The main area code for Cleveland, Ohio is 216,
216.
covering the city and nearby areas.
16-2. Get it? You see that? So, and Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio, the 216. But it's not going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be in Cleveland, because he's already got the 216 with August 4th. The 216th day of the year is August 4th. So he's going to get his head wound August 4th in Ohio. All right? And Cleveland has the 216 area code. But it's got all the... Every area code with that place connected to Trump. Even 614, Trump's birthday, is in Ohio. It's Columbus, Ohio. And 6 times 14 equals 84, Trump's birthday. It's in Columbus. You see what I mean? And even the zip codes, the 44, 45, even the 45, 47, everything is in Ohio. All right? So, is there anyone who has any questions before I move on? Can you guys thumb up the video? Like, how many times do I have to tell you guys? Shame on you guys for not thumbing up the video, man. How do you guys look at this information and not thumb it up? I'm like, what is wrong with you people? It's like the most incredible information I'm showing you. Oh yeah, there was something about Trump said a few weird things with this Jake Paul recently in an interview. I forgot. I can't remember what he said. It was something really weird. Yeah. Now let's go to the next thing. Let's start here. Let's find out who this person is that I'm about to talk about. Who is Ron Wyatt?
Ron Wyatt, an American nurse anesthetist and self-taught archaeologist who lived from 1933 to 1999, is known for claiming to find important biblical sites. These included Noah's Ark, the Ark of the Covenant, and the real location of the crucifixion. However, his discoveries aren't supported by mainstream archaeologists or biblical scholars.
So he's a biblical archaeologist who found, I mean, he supposedly, I'm not saying he did, but supposedly, these biblical sites like Noah's Ark, the Ark of the Covenant, and the site of the crucifixion of Christ, right? And one of these findings was around 1977 where Elvis died too. Let's look at who this dude is. His name is Ron. Look at this. His name is Ronald L. Don Wyatt. Notice he's got that AT&T again. But look, E.L. Don. Don E.L. E.L. means God in Hebrew. Don equals 33. And E.L. means the in Spanish. So it's the Don or God Don. And Ronald sounds like Donald, right? Look at that. And Elvis, E.L. Donald. Get it? And where did this guy die? Look at this. Ron Wyatt died at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. That's where Elvis died. Elvis was pronounced dead at 3:30. There's that 33 again. Elvis was pronounced dead at 3:30 at Baptist Memorial Hospital. And do you guys know that this Baptist Memorial Hospital was demolished? They demolished this Baptist Memorial Hospital on 11/6. You see that? And I told you guys what that place looked like. It looked like the Georgia Guidestones. And you know the Georgia Guidestones, if you've seen my video, it's all connected to Elvis and this puzzle. I'm not going to get into it here. Go watch it under the live stream section of this channel. Go to the live section if you're new. I have so many connections. Okay? So look at that. You have a 6/11 connection because on June 11th, Washington State is going to be struck. It's all for Elvis. Do you understand? And he died. This guy died in Tennessee, this Ron Wyatt. And look at his, findings has to do with Christ, and biblical stuff, right? And where was this Ronald, L. Don, whatever his name is, And by the way, I'm not saying he's fake or he's one of them, but I'm just showing you the connections. All right, Ron Wyatt, he was born in Ohio, where Trump is going to get his head wound. So he dies in Memphis, Tennessee, and he's born in Ohio. You see that? And when did Ron Wyatt die? Let's see when he died. Look at this. He was born in Ohio, but he died on August 4th in Memphis, Tennessee. You see that? I mean, can you believe this? So there it is again. Because I told you Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th. There it is again. He's born in Ohio, and he died on August 4th. And Ohio equals, look what Ohio equals right down here. Ohio equals 4761. From the day Ron Wyatt was born, and look at that, it's in 33, the year. From that date to exactly the date Trump was born is 4,761 days. See that? Ohio is 4761. And by the way, from Elvis's birth to the exact day that Trump was born is 4176 days. From Elvis's birth to Trump's birth is 4 4776 days. But this is 4761, which is Ohio's numbers, you know. And by the way, Jesus equals 7461 backwards. So it's almost the same numbers as Jesus. Because I told you, Trump is playing the part of Jesus, who's going to rise from the dead. Elvis is playing the part of God in heaven, because when Jesus was walking the earth as God in the flesh, God was still in heaven. That's why Trump is playing God in the flesh. Elvis is playing God in heaven. Okay? And that's why Trump has to get his head wound and rise from the dead. And you know, look at this. If you take his birth date and his death date, the two dates, look at that. It adds up to Trump's birthday, 14/6, 6/14. And I told you 6 times 14 equals 84. And he died on 8/4. This dude. You know? And remember, I told you the word twin equals 66. It was 66 years after Elvis was born that the Twin Towers fell. 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. There's that 8/4. And this guy was 66 years old when he died on 8/4. Get it? 66, 8/4. It was 66 years, 8 months, 4 days from the day that from Elvis's birthday to the day. Are you guys understanding that? See that? 66 years, and then you have the 8/4, and that's how many years it was from Elvis's birth to the day the Twin Towers fell. 66 years, 8 months, 4 days. I see the number 66, 21% of it. You see? Twin equals 66, 21. And when did 9/11 happen? In 2001. Get it? 2-1. If you take out the zeros. Okay, did anyone not understand that? Can you guys thumb up the video? Thumb up the video, you heathens. Man. Don't you guys want people to see the video? Anyway. Look how incredible this information is, man. Like, I seriously have the worst viewers on YouTube. You guys are like the worst. At least you guys can win that title, you know what I mean? Anyway, let's go to the next thing here. So you know that there's this director, whatever the hell he is, this Baz Luhrmann. He's made 2 Elvis movies, the most biggest Elvis movies that have come out in the last 5 years. One was called Elvis. It was big. They were talking about it every day. That when it was coming out, that came out in 2022 called Elvis. And then they just came out right now another one called Epic. The movie was called Epic. It stands for Elvis Presley in Concert. And the very next day after it was opened, wide, you know, to everywhere it was released, the very next day you had Operation Epic Fury with stupid Trump, you know. Anyway, so this Elvis movies, one of the stars of the first one, the one that was called Elvis, that was the bigger one, if you know what I mean, because it called Elvis, right? And who was the actor in that movie? It was a guy named Austin Butthead, Austin Butler. And you know that Trump got shot in Butler, Pennsylvania. And you know when he was shot? At 6/11. And he went back to Butler, Pennsylvania after he got shot 84 days later. See? Everything's about 6/11 and 8/4. You see what I mean? And remember what he said that day. Let me play that for 1 second. That way you can see. You know. That way, you know.
At this time, it is 6/11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began, I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
So this dude, listen to
this time. It is 6/11, 12 weeks.
So he said 12 weeks. 12 weeks is 84 days. So he said both my predictions right there. 6/11 and 12 weeks is 84 days. You see how crazy that is? I can't even get this to focus.
6/11. This time it is 6/11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began.
Anyway, and Butler, Pennsylvania is the BP. See that? That's the 2. The B is 2. P is 16. 2, 16, 16, 2. Which is back to this. See? 2 16s or 16 2, which is August 4th, June 11th, connecting to the identical twins. You see what I mean? Anyway, so Austin Butthead, all right, he was the Elvis movie. He's born in Anaheim, California. There's that AC again, just like that Aleister Crowley, you know. And that other one where I showed you Arizona Cardinals, remember that? Anyway, when was this guy born? He was born on 8/17. And 8/17 on the Julian calendar would be 8/4. There's always a 13-day difference, you know, in the dates. If you go from the calendar we're on to the ones we were on before, which is the Julian calendar, 8/17 would be 8/4. Okay? And anyway, it doesn't matter. But the point is that you have the 8/4 connection and you have the 88, because Trump's going to come back on 8/8. He's going to open his eyes in the 7th, and Ohio is the 17th state. So you have 8/4, 88, Trump equals 88, 17 for Ohio. And guess how old he was when Trump was born? I mean, when he was born, Austin Butler. Trump was 45 years old. Because in 1991, get it? And Elvis is age 91 right now. And Trump was 45 years old when he was born. See the connections? And his name, Austin, equals 84. And Butler equals 78. And Trump was 78 when he was elected. And Trump was 78 when he got his ear clipped on 6/11. And when he went back there 84 days later to Butler, Pennsylvania, remember? He was clipped. His ear was clipped at 6/11. You see, and it was in Butler. You see how perfect it is? And if you put the two names together, Austin Butler, it equals 162 forward, 162 backwards. That's June 11th. And look, even the total has 450. Look at that, 45 with a crown or a portal. See, look at all these numbers. Perfect numbers. Okay, now, check this out. When did Baz Luhrmann screen the Elvis movies at Graceland?
Baz Luhrmann screened his documentary, Epic, Elvis Presley in Concert, at Graceland on January 8, 2026. The U.S. premiere took place in the TCB showroom to celebrate Elvis Presley's birthday.
So he premiered Epic, the last one, Elvis Presley in Concert, which just came out. He premiered it on January 8th, Elvis's birthday, right? Let's find out when he did the Elvis, the movie Elvis, the first one. Because this one was the one that just came out. Let's find out. When did Baz Luhrmann screen the movie Elvis at Graceland in 2022?
Baz Luhrmann screened the movie Elvis at Graceland on Saturday, June 11th, 2022.
Can you believe this?
The premiere event was attended by the director, cast members like Austin Butler, and members of the Presley family.
Can you believe
Priscilla
this?
Presley.
What I'm showing you. So the two movies that he screened, the Elvis movies, were on his birthday, the 91st birthday, this one. They're telling you, they're pointing you, this was it. They were waiting for that. And 6/11. All right? See what I mean? Why? Why are all these connections? And guess when it came out, that movie? It came out 13 days later. which would be the Julian calendar version. So 6/24 would be 6/11. Do you get it? Because that's when it came out, 6/24/2022. But it was 6/11 when they showed it at Graceland. You know what I mean? Anyway, can you guys thumb up the video? The reason I'm telling you guys to thumb up the video is it's shocking to see that no one's done it. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, where am I at here? What did I do with it? All right. So you remember I told you guys that during the pandemic, there was riots going on in Washington State, in the Seattle area. And they were calling this place right here. This is Seattle right here. And Seattle's in King County. Elvis was known as the King, and Washington's the 42nd state, and Elvis died at the age of 42. You see this area right here? This is Elvis's head. See it? It's a perfect match to his head. You see his hair way up here? This is his head right here. So if it gets attacked right around here or in here, they would be giving this a head wound. And they were calling this place in Seattle during the pandemic Chop Zone. The Chop. Chop equals 42. So they were calling this place the Chop Zone. And then they changed the name later to Chaz. And Chaz equals the word gold, by the way. But Seattle, they were calling it the Chop Zone. And if they chop this off, they would be chopping a head wound. You see what I mean? And why am I saying this? Because do you know that there was a person? Let me show you. There was a person whose name sounds like Chop, but it's not spelled like Chop. Who is El Chapo?
Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was a Mexican drug lord who led the Sinaloa cartel. He was known for smuggling drugs into the United States and was convicted in 2019, currently serving a life sentence in a U.S. prison.
Okay, did you hear his name? They said El Chapo, not Chapo. They said Chop, but it's spelled Chap, C-H-A-P. It's not spelled Chop, okay? So it's El Chapo, okay? But it sounds like Chop. So they're telling you Elvis Chop, and then you have the O, right? Because the O is the portal, because they're going to open the portal there. It's a crown, okay? And they were calling that place a Chop Zone, E-L, Elvis. And it's from Sinaloa. You have the Sin. You get what I'm saying? And he's a cartel, L, and he's a kingpin. Elvis was known as the king. Come on, people, wake up. All right? And that's not why I'm showing this, but he was born on 4/4. And 4/4 is MLK's death date. 4/4. The 44 is the kill number. Kill equals 44. So does the word anti. Anti equals 44. But the kill number is 44. Martin Luther King was killed on 4/4 in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. And now that Martin Luther King, he's named after King County in Seattle. Seattle's King County is named after Martin Luther King. And this Chop, get it? The Chop Zone, El Chapo, even though it's not spelled the same, but it's Elvis, Chop, the O, the head, The O is the head, man. Come on. People, are you understanding? Are you getting it, people? And not only that, he was born in 57, the year. Seattle Slew, I think he died on 5/7. Yeah, I think he died on 5/7. Or am I mistaken? Maybe it's... Hold on. When did Seattle Slew die? Yeah, May 7th. 5/7. So, you see what I mean? Okay? So you have all these connections, right? Yeah, someone's saying that the first full day of peace after the 6-Day War in 1967 was June 11th. Yeah, I know. That sounds familiar. Yeah, that's a good one. And wasn't that the war where they... wasn't that the one where they invaded Beirut, or am I thinking a different one? Because I was born in Beirut, Lebanon. Anyway, so check this out. So let me show you this. And notice that this guy's got the man in his name also. Remember? I told you. The son and the man code. Anyway, so look at this. Remember, it's Chap. But we're going to spell it Chop. Okay, watch this. El Chop O. The head. Get it? That's Elvis's head, right? El Chop O. But really, it's Jesse's head, too. Because Jesse was the twin. It's identical twins. So look. El Chapo is 3 out of 4 cipher match to Lucifer. See that? El Chapo is almost the word Lucifer. You see that? Look how close that was. But really, why am I showing you this? Why did I bring up this El Chapo? This is why. Check it out. So, check this out. El Chapo was captured 3 times. This was the first time on June 9th, 1993. Then he escaped. Then he was captured on 2/22 in 2014, and he escaped again a second time. And when was the third and final time? And I told you what the 3 is. It's a crown. He was captured a third time. When was he captured? On Elvis's birthday. See that? And how old was Elvis that day? 81. In 2016, get it? 2/16/16/2, which is June 11th, August 4th, right? He was captured on Elvis's birthday, 1/8. All right? Hold on. 1/8. 2016. Elvis Aaron Presley, his full name equals 216, and the reduced number is 81. See that? He was 81 in 2016. 2/16/81. See that? And he was captured a third time. So it's a crown, you see? And the 216, he equals 216. 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. You see what I mean? August 4th is the 216th day of the year. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. All right? All right? Do you guys understand how incredible these connections are? And by the way, you see how it says 6/9 here? Do you know that if you ask Google one of the days that he was captured, they'll tell you 6/11. Watch this. Was El Chapo captured on June 11th? Let's see. I don't.
No.
No.
El Chapo wasn't captured.
But I'm telling you,
he was arrested.
I used to ask this, and they said yes.
Was on June 9th, 1993. Then again on February 22nd, 2014. And finally.
What happened to El Chapo on June 11th? Let's just see if there's anything.
There were no significant events reported.
See, this is BS. In the old days, they would say that.
He was convicted in 2019.
Years ago.
Sentenced to life.
It doesn't matter anyway. That wasn't the connection anyway. The connection was that it's to Elvis. All of it. I'm saying that most of it was to June 11th. So, do you get it now? The whole thing about that? But let me just show you when he was captured the last time. When was the last and final time El Chapo was captured? The date.
El Chapo, or Joaquin Guzman, was captured for the last time on January 8th, 2016, after escaping prison.
So that was the last time, see? On Elvis's birthday. Okay, so there's no way these are coincidences. No way. Okay. El Chapo. Okay. Can you guys thumb up the video? How many times do I have to tell you guys? You guys make me sick, man. It's like living with some kind of monster in your house and you can't get rid of it. You know? It just does what it wants. It won't listen. Anyway. All right, let's go to the next thing. Are we still good? Are we still okay? Like, is the video still moving? Because can you guys at least tell me that, whether the video is actually moving? I have never seen people like you people in my life. Wow, man. You guys make me sick. I'm serious. You guys are disgusting people, man. Horrible human beings in the chat. 61 wicked devils, man. Can't stand you people. I'm telling you, if you want to leave the channel and never come back, please do that. Okay? But anyway, look, NASA Phoenix launch, okay? I don't want to hear their excuses. I don't care. Listen, NASA Phoenix launch. Why am I bringing this up? Because Elvis is the Phoenix. Elvis is the Phoenix. He's the Kraken. He is the B side of the sea. He's the sea goat because he's born under the Capricorn sign, which is the sea goat. He is this camel that shoots through the eye of the Space Needle. All right. Anyway, listen. The NASA Phoenix was launched on August 4th, 2007. Okay. And NASA has to do with Satan because it's only missing the T, which is the cross, right? And you know what they do? In the old days, I don't know if they do that now. They used to count down from T minus. I told everyone that 10 or 12 years ago. I told everybody they always say T minus because it's missing a T to make Satan, right? And anyway, so that's why that this has to do with this launch right here is huge because it's the Phoenix. And August 4th, 2007, and from that day to Trump's head wound is 19 years. Elvis, I told you, needed that 19 crown, which is why it started in Washington State in America, the 19 crown sickness, the corona. And the first famous person to get it was Tom Hanks. And he was filming an Elvis movie when he got it. Okay, and it was in Washington State, the first one. Remember, the first case in America. Anyway, it was 19 years and 228 months, right? And why am I showing you that? Because Elvis died on the 228th day of the year. So that's another connection to this, from that day that it was launched. Okay? And why am I showing this? Let me keep going. That because I told you Trump's going to get his head wound on Obama's birthday, right? So from Obama's birthday to the NASA launch was 46 years, 0 days, but 46 years, 1 day if you add the day. And what is that? That's Trump's numbers. 6/14 he's born. And 6 times 14 equals 84. See how all the 8-4 connections? You see what I mean? All connected to Trump and Obama here, right? Because Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th in the year 26. Now look at this. From August 4th. Oh, see how I didn't put the amount of days? I only put the 46 years and 1 day. I didn't tell you what the exact amount of days were. Look at the amount of days for this equation. This is the amount of days for this same equation. It's the same equation. Look at the amount of days. It's 16801 days, or if you add the dates, 2. Why is that important? Because Elvis died on 1/8/8/16. He died. I mean, he was born on 1/8 and died on 8/16. There it is. He was born on 1/8 and he died on 8/16. And you have the 611 numbers, 611, and the 88 equals Trump. You see. And you have 8/4 because Trump's going to get his head wound on 8/4 and then wake up on 8/8. You have every single number that you need for this equation. And this is to the NASA launch from Obama's birthday, right? Which also connected to Trump's amount of years. Trump's birthday, 6/14, from the same date that I'm showing you. Okay? And now from Trump's birthday to August 4th, the NASA launch, look at that. It's 61 years, 1 month, and a bunch of days. You have the 611 there, and then you have 6118. There's the same numbers again of Elvis's birthday and his death date, 1/8 and 8/16 and 6/11. See that? You get what I'm saying? It's there it is again. Okay, it's all connected, man. Thumb up the video, heathens. Ungrateful, lukewarm, lazy, unappreciative bums. Thumb up the video, you pieces of... Make me sick, man. You do this every day for 14 years, and you doing... I'm doing it for free, okay? And all I ask is the simplest thing, is to comment under the video after it loads and make sure you thumb up the video. Look, it actually went down one. somebody undid it. And went back, now it went back up again. Somebody actually took their thumb up, down, and left the channel. Good, get lost. Anyway. If you're new to the channel, just make sure you watch a bunch of my live streams. Then you'll fully grasp it. You have to. You're not going to grasp it in one video, people. This is biblical knowledge. This is what I'm showing you is biblical. It's the B side of the C event, okay? And all of you are going to see this manifest before your eyes, and you're going to be like, I can't believe I didn't listen to this guy. I mean, he sat there and dedicated his whole life to this and didn't ask for nothing. And that's why I said, you guys are going to repent. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you on Judgment Day. I really do. That you didn't listen. Anyway, so let's keep going. There's not much left. Only like 10 more cards left. So, do you know who Dr. Oz is? And I was talking about Dr. Oz way before Trump ever picked him as a person. I used to talk about this guy back in 2018, 2017. I don't remember how long ago. But listen, Dr. Oz, not only does it connect to the Wizard of Oz, which connects to the Emerald City, which connects to Seattle, but look, his birthplace is Cleveland, Ohio. Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio on August 4th, which is the 216th day of the year. And Cleveland is the 216 area code. And August 4th is the 216th day of the year. Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. And it's the same numbers as June 11th, 162. Is June 11th, the 162nd day of the year. So this dude is loaded. I've been talking about this guy for years, right? Go watch my Oz videos. You'll see how incredible they are. So look, he's born on June 11th, man. Look at that. So he's got the 8/4 connection because he's in the 216 area code. Trump's going to get his head wound in Ohio. And it's the August 4th is the 216th day of the year. So he has the 6/11, August 4th, Ohio, and Emerald City, Dr. Oz, Seattle connection. I told you, it's just beyond loaded. Absolutely beyond loaded. Okay? How incredible is that, right? Beyond incredible. That's why he picked him. And that's why he brought a few people back from the dead, too. I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Oz is involved in this. Bringing him, like saving his life when Trump gets his head wound. Watch, I'm serious. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, now, I'm going to show you this one dude who sounds like Obama. And then I'm going to show you his connections. Hakeem Jeffries, Obama connections. Let's see here. Let me see. Does he sound like him here? I need to find a spot where he sounds like him. Give me a second to look for it.
You also heard the speaker say that the Democrats want to fund health care for...
Provide health care to working class Americans. Federal law prohibits the use of Medicare, Medicaid,
You see,
the Children's Health Insurance Program.
There's times where he literally sounds exactly like him.
Over the last few days, a number of members...
Donald Trump, Pam Bondi, and these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years.
Look at that right there. Look at that.
Flames of Pam Bondi and
Listen.
these MAGA extremists have been fanning the flames of for the last several years.
You give him, oops, you see what I mean?
And now the chickens are coming home to roost.
Okay, that dude, Hakeem Jeffries, I've talked about him a long time ago when a particular thing happened to him. When they were talking about him being the minority whip. He is the Democratic, he's the main guy in the House of Representatives for the Democrats. Anyway, so this dude, he was born, look at this. He was born in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York. He was born in Crown Heights neighborhood. So he got the crown, okay? And he was born on August 4th, same day as Obama. You see that? Obama was born on August 4th, and he sounds just like him, okay? And his initials have a connection too, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's got the Crown Heights. Trump was born in New York. You know, and August 4th is when Trump gets his head wound. And in between Obama's birthday and his birthday is 9 years. Okay? Which is, I'm not going to get into why the 9's important right now, but it is. Elvis needs the 9. But Hakeem Jeffries, he had an attempted assassination. Of course, it's nothing. It was nothing. Nobody did anything to him. But there was an attempted something on him. And the suspect was arrested on 10/19. So from the day he was born to the day the guy got arrested, it was 55 years, 2 months, 16 days. So there's a 216 for August 4th, and Satan equals 55. And you know how old Obama was in 2016 when he handed it over to Trump? He was 55 years old when he handed it over to Trump in 2016, 216. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. Satan equals 55. And how old was Trump during 9/11? 55. See, that's why I'm saying the Trump being 55, just like George Bush. George Bush Sr. was 55. Bill Clinton was 55. They were all 55. They're all connected, you know, in 9/11 because they were born the same year. Bill Clinton and Bush and Trump. But Trump was the closest, right? Trump was right there watching it in New York from his tower, from his penthouse, whatever the hell, 66th floor, you know, the twin floor. But anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? Because he's born on August 4th as Hakeem Jeffries. Anyway, so that's another connection. And he's right next to, you know, he's not too far from Trump every time. You get what I'm saying? He's like the main Democratic dude, right? Yeah. Anyway, I only got 2 more here. Look at this. Only like 5 more cards. Look at that. All right. So this next thing that I'm going to tell you is about some dude who directed some movie. But let me just tell you this. There was a movie called Johnny Got His Gun. Okay. And before I tell you why I'm showing you that, there was, Johnny Depp was also born in June, by the way, Johnny Depp. He was born on. Did Johnny Depp say he wanted to assassinate the president? I'm not going to play it. Hold on. Let me see if they play it quickly.
Secret Service telling NBC News this morning.
Let's see if he said it.
Now, when was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
So that was Johnny Depp saying that, okay? And his name is Johnny, get it? And I said there was a movie called Johnny Got His Gun. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. But that's the only reason why I brought that clip up, because of the name of the movie. But watch the connection to that movie, okay? Listen to this. Who was the director and writer of Johnny Got His Gun?
The director and writer of the 19th Bond film, Johnny Got His Gun, was Dalton Trumbo. It was his directorial.
Who was the director and writer of Johnny Got His Gun?
Dalton Trumbo wrote and directed the 1971 film, Johnny Got His Gun. This was based on his own
Dalton Trumbo. You see that? Now watch this. This dude's name is Dalton Trumbo. Can you believe this name? He's got the DT initials, just like Trump. Trumbo. That's why Trump was, when he was born, Truman was the president. Again, with the TRUM, Truman, got it? But anyway, I've mentioned this before, and he was the buck stops here president, and Ohio's the Buckeye state, where Trump's going to get his head won. Everything connects to this, all right? So anyway, Dalton, it's the same thing. Only the T is there, like the cross, you see? Instead of another D, DT, you see that? D to the T. That's the only difference, is another D. And take out the T right there. But anyway, so Donald Trump, Donald, right? And do you know that there was a Donald in that movie? A guy named Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland was in that movie, okay? And guess who Donald played in that movie? He played Christ. Can you believe this? So a guy named Donald plays Christ in the Donald Trumbo movie that's called Johnny Got His Gun, okay? Dalton Trumbo was the guy who made the movie and wrote it. Sounds like Donald Trump. It's called Johnny Got His Gun, and Donald plays Christ in it, okay? And before I tell you any more about it, listen to this. What happens to Donald Sutherland in the movie Johnny Got His Gun? I don't know. I'm just asking. I actually don't know.
In the movie Johnny Got His Gun, Donald Sutherland portrays a compassionate figure, appearing in the main character's dreams. He's not physically harmed in the main story, but represents a symbolic, almost Christ-like presence, commenting on the protagonist's suffering within Joe's hallucinatory state.
Wait a minute. Rather than a character who suffers a physical fate. Oh, okay. So they're saying that they don't show him dying or anything. I don't know. But you know that Christ was crucified. So he's playing Christ. So he's Donald, who played in the movie, Donald Sutherland plays Christ, okay? That's what it says, by the way. in the thing, it says he plays Christ. And so now I'm going to show you the connection. Why I'm showing you this. I showed this years ago. Look at this. The guy, Dalton Trumbo, he released this movie on August 4th, 71. And 71 looks like the number 17. And Ohio is the 17th state where Trump's going to get his head won on 8-4. You see that? So he released this movie on August 4th. The guy with the DT initials. Donald Trump and Trumbo. Donald Dalton. I mean, come on, man. How many connections do I have to show you? And then they made a movie called Trumbo. Look at when it was released. Look at that. 11/6. Like the 6/11. A movie called Trumbo was released on 11/6 in the year 2015. Look at that. 15 is the crown number. The O. The O is the 15th letter. You see how crazy that is? Come on, man. Because I told you everything connects to 6/11 and August 4th. So we're talking about June 11th, but you know what I'm saying. All right? Yeah, this is impossible connections, folks, that I'm showing you, okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to show, all right? This is the last thing I'm going to show, folks. Let's see if we can make it through. Because every time something happens and we're not making it through the last bit. So what's the last thing we're going to show? Oh, I forgot to show this. Who wrote the Trumbo movie? Because I told you there was a movie about Dalton Trumbo called Trumbo, which was released on 11/6, 6/11, right? Who wrote that one? Look at this. Who wrote the movie Trumbo?
The movie Trumbo was written by screenwriter John McNamara.
No.
The film, which stars Bryan Cranston.
Who was the movie directed by Trumbo? Listen.
Dalton Trumbo directed only one movie, the 1971 anti-war drama.
And it was the only one that he wrote was that one, that Johnny Got His Gun one. I didn't even know that.
Timothy Bottoms.
Who directed the movie Trumbo? Look at that.
The movie Trumbo was directed by Jay Roach.
Jay
He is
Roach.
known for other films like Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. See, that's the connection. Austin Powers connects to Dr. Evil's. Dr. Evil's headquarters was in Space Needle, right? Evil's is Elvis anagram. Dr. Evil's with an S. It was in the Space Needle, his hideout, his headquarters in the Seattle Space Needle. Evil's is Elvis anagram. Austin Powers is AP for the 116. And guess when this dude was born, this Jay Roach, who did the Austin Powers and the Trumbo movie. When was Jay Roach born?
Jay Roach, the director of films like Austin Powers and Meet the Parents, was born on June 14th, 1957.
That's Trump's birthday. He was born on Trump's birthday. You see that? And he's the one who did the Austin Powers movies. And one of the Austin Powers movies where he was in the Space Needle, I think that one, when Dr. Evils was in the Space Needle, if you look at Wikipedia, it says that it was released on June 11th, that movie. But not everywhere, just on the Wikipedia it says June 11th. Okay? Anyway, let me move on from that. I thought that was interesting. All right. Now, this is going to be the last thing I show here, and I'm going to end the video. Anyone, make sure you thumb up the video before you go, and make sure you comment after watching the video. So do you know that the World Cup is going to be on June 11th this year, right? I'm not going to get into all the connection. I've already shown it. But I am going to redo that video in the very near future. So the World Cup is this year's on June 11th, right? And it's been, in the past, it's been on June 11th too, like years ago. But, so the World Cup is on June 11th this year. And that's the day Washington State is going to be struck. And And you know, Elvis has been dead for 48 years, and this is the first year, that um, that it has 48 teams. But now I think a few of the teams left again. This is weird, right? How many teams are going to be in the World Cup?
The 2026 FIFA World Cup will feature 48 teams, which is an increase from the previous 32-team format.
So it's the first time they ever had 48, but didn't they say someone's leaving? Was some teams in the World Cup disqualified?
Yes, some teams have been disqualified from the World Cup. For example, Russia was banned 2022 and 2026 tournaments. Other teams like South Africa, Chile, and Mexico have also faced bans in the past for different reasons.
No. I'm talking about because of this war thing. Because Iran's not playing, are they? Now I don't know which team. See, wouldn't it be funny if it ended up being 45? Anyway, forget about that. So it was 48 originally. That was the first time it happened too. And Elvis has been dead for 48 years, you know. And 48 is like the 8-4. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? 48, 8-4. You get it? It looks like 8-4, the numbers, right? And Elvis has been dead for 48 years, right? And the World Cup is for the first time on June 11th. Is going to have 48 teams, but something's going on with it. I don't know if they're going to have the 48 teams now because of this Iran thing, because they were supposed to play in the World Cup. Now, look at how the sports is connected to this puzzle. Really weird connections. Watch this. Look at this. Look at this, will you? And no one's ever shown you this. Don't tell me anyone's ever shown you this. I want to hear it. So, first of all, NBA has 82 games, and Seattle equals 82, and Elvis with crown equals 82. When I say crown, the letter O, which is the crown, the portal. So, and you know the letter O with Elvis's name is the word portal. Portal equals O Elvis, exactly. And it equals 82, just like Seattle equals 82. Major League Baseball has 162 games. June 11th is the 162nd day of the year. Or 216th day is August 4th, okay? But 162 is June 11th for Major League Baseball. NHL has 84 games. 8-4 is when Trump gets his head wound. And where does he get his head wound? In Ohio, the 17th state. The only thing that I don't see is the 42 is if Elvis, if there was is there some kind of sports that has 42 games? That would be interesting. And you know, if you add all that up, it's that's up to 355, which is the crown on the 55, which is Satan. Satan equals 55. I don't know, folks. I'm just throwing it out there. That was interesting, I thought. I don't know if you guys ever seen that before. If anyone's ever shown that to you, which I doubt. Have you guys ever seen that before? Anyway. All right. But like I said, I don't know. Is there any other sports that has like 42 games or something, or 45? You know, I don't. Oh, it'd be funny if they took out 5 teams. Do you get what I'm saying? Out of this cup and made it 42. Man, hold on. Besides Iran, how many other teams are not going to be playing in the World Cup this year? It won't say it. What if they take out 6 teams and make it 42? Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah, I don't know. If anyone could find that out, you know. What if it is 42? That would be crazy. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway, anyone who came in late, you got to watch from the beginning. I'll leave this video up. I don't know how long I'm going to leave it up. It depends on whether people like the video and how they comment about it. So if people don't give me any good feedback, I'm going to probably dump the video. All right. Anyway, we'll see. Like I said, I don't know. But we'll see on what you guys' feedback is. Once the video gets loaded, make sure you comment under it and make sure you thumb up the video before you go, okay? If you're new to the channel, go to the live section of this channel. Don't go to the video section. Go to the live section of this channel and watch all my live streams for the last 10 months, because that's all the new videos is over there for the last 10 months under the live section, okay? Make sure you thumb up the videos and make sure you comment under them about something you saw, what you thought about the video, okay? All right, folks. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Jesus is God. End the video. You understand? Jesus is God. See? You like my shirt? Yeah. All right. End the video.